Hello, welcome to the Zero Ends channel. Please like and subscribe. Please enjoy our live.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to another conversation here on the Zero Ends channel. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And this came across my desk, and I'm not sure how many people are giving this attention or even on notice, but nonetheless, it's something to look at anyway. Okay, let's look at this. As y'all know, please leave a comment more. Your thoughts. I would like to hear from people on this one. So, as it states in the article, Biden signs 1.2 trillion spending package for government funding until October. Now, we all know about the government shuts down on this nonsense, which is really nonsense. I don't remember last time when the government really shut down personally. Maybe y'all might know. If y'all do, leave a comment below. But when it gets to this point where they always have to reevaluate where the money is going, who's spending who, what's going on here, it's always important for us to pay attention to the little detail in the writings, what's laid out here. So let's look at this ahead. President Biden signs congressional 1.2 trillion spending package into law hours after the Senate passed at 2 a.m. Saturday morning. So this was yesterday. Congress approves $459 billion for the first 6 appropriation bills early in March. Biden approves of this final trending of bills, ending a month-long saga of lawmakers struggling to secure a parliament budget resolution and instead passing stopgaps measures to keep the government lights on, which really you got to keep lights on. If not, you're in deep doo-doo. And it shows him the older gentleman that's about to be 82 this year. U.S. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris meets with LR Senate Minority Leaders Mitch McConnell, R. Kentucky House Speaker Mike Johnson, RLL Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, New York House Minority Leader Hakeem Jefferson in February 27, 2024. Yada. President Joe Biden on Saturday signs congressional $1.2 trillion spending package, finalizing the remaining batch of bills in a long-awaited budget to keep the government funding until the 1st of October. And he will probably have to look at this again before the election of November. Now, before I continue reading on, have y'all noticed that when I go into this bill, you have to pay attention. Is any real spending really dealing with the migrant crisis? Is anything dealing with what they should do about the jobs and all that stuff? Because every time when the bill's sent out to be passed about where the money is going, we don't pay close attention detail where the money really is going. And really, this is really CNBC News. And I'm probably going to look at Yahoo News to really look what really is going on here, personally. So stay tuned. Let's keep going. Almost half into the fiscal year, the president's signature ends a monthly-long saga of congressional struggles to secure a permanent budget resolution, and instead of passing stopgaps measures, nearly averting government shutdown. The bipartisan funding bill I just signed keeps the government open, investing in the American people and strengthening our economy and national security. Really? Is that the case? And like I said, don't we have a surplus? And let me say this about immigrants and migrants. The United States know what comes in their borders, people. They're allowing these people in. Either they're coming through boats or they're coming through plane. If y'all forgot. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. Biden said in a Saturday statement, this agreement represents a compromise, which means neither side got everything it wants. And what side do you have to come to resolution between the left and right? Left, right, left, right. The weekend budget deals slid in just under the wire before the Friday midnight funding deadline, as has been typically this fiscal year, with elevated hours of the 11th hour. Disagreements derailed near complete deals. The Senate passed the budget in a 74-24 vote at roughly 2 a.m. ET Saturday, more technically 2 hours after the deadline due to last-minute disagreements. However, the White House said it would not begin official shutdown operations since a deal has ultimately been secured and only procedural actions remain. The House passed its own vote Friday morning after a week of scrambling to reconcile a lingering sticking point funding for the Department of Homeland Security, which the White House took issues with last weekend. I wonder what's going on with Homeland Security now, because Homeland Security, besides they watch Americans, I wonder if they watch migrants. Which the White House took issue with last weekend. The White House qualms delays the negotiation process, furthering just as lawmakers were preparing to release the legislative text of the budget proposal. The trillion-dollar tenures of 6 appropriation bills will fund agencies related to defense, financial service, homeland security, health, and human service, and more congressional approvals of $459 billion for the first 6 appropriation bills early in March, which relates to agencies that were less partisan and easier to negotiate. With the government finally funding for the rest of the fiscal year, House Speaker Mike Johnson, RLA, has cleared his plate of the last one looming issue. But in a so doing, he may have created another. Hours before the House passed the spending package Friday morning, the House Republican held a press conference to lambast the bill. So the Republicans are pushing back at this bill. I wonder why. Months after the House nearly passed the bill, far-right Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene files a motion to oust Johnson. If ousting a House Speaker for budget disagreements felt like a familiar story, that's because it is. In October, after former Speaker Kevin McCarthy struck a deal with Democrats to avert a government shutdown, the House votes to remove him, making him the first Speaker in history to be removed from that position. Johnson has been trying to appeal the hardline Republican wing of the House, calling the Freedom Caucus, to avoid meeting a similar fate. And that's the bill. Oh, that's just the news. And I want to know more detail what's going on in here. And there's more about delay. You see it sit down, they're talking about things, which I'm not going to go into this. Let me stop sharing this. Now, we're going to go to, let me see. Matter of fact, I'll do y'all one better. Let's go into Yahoo News and find more about this bill. Let's see if we can look at Yahoo News. Looking at it now. All right, these are not. All right, so let's type in the 1 trillion. And there's a breakdown. And let me see if the Forbes will give me that. I doubt it's going to. It said 1 of 4 free articles. Ooh. I'm not sure if this will give me it. Let's see. I'm looking at it now before I wrap this up. See, this one will explain it. And I want to know when this bill was presented. How accurate this is. No, this is too old. This is from last year. I can't use this. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find the details of the bill, and I'm not seeing no details. And this one, this looks like this is from November. Yeah, I don't know about this one. All right, let me go back. I'm gonna find it, guys, because usually that's just that was the news article of the bill, and there was details what's in the bill, where the money is going, which is more important part, because we could read about that, but we want to know where the bill is really going into this. All right, let's see if this will work. Does MSNE goes in detail this? I doubt they go detail the bill. Nope, they don't. I would tell you from what I heard about it, but I'd rather show you on paper. And looks like this one. And I'm looking at this one. All right. This one's not being really transparent. It's saying about what they'll do for families, bipartisan bill, but I really want to know where the money really going, where it's being spent most. We all know it's being spent mostly on the military, and regardless to more supplies, more goods, more funding on the military, from what I'm hearing, and there's other things. All right, I'm gonna go to this one right here, and then we're gonna probably wrap this one up, because this one it was passed. So one more article, guys, to show you what was going to be laid out first of all, and I'm gonna leave that to y'all to really be the judge. Okay. So last one. This one here, this was like a few days ago. Lawmakers released text a $1.2 trillion spending bill as shutdown deadline nears. Friday. This is before, this is like probably Wednesday or Thursday. Washington lawmakers early Thursday morning released the text of a $1.2 trillion government funding bill negotiated by the White House and leader of both parties to avoid a partial governmental shutdown this weekend. And going down details, the spending deal is announced. And what is this? What's this? What's in the spending? No, not this one. All right. Includes funding for departments of Homeland Security, Defense, State, Labor, Health, and Human Service, and other parts of the government. The federal agencies are scheduled to shut down on Saturday if the funding package is not passed by Friday. President Joe Biden has said he signed the bill, but it's unclear whether Congress has enough time to pass it before the deadline. It will take a Herculean effort for both chambers to pass 1,012 pages bill before the end of the day on Friday. Particularly in Senate, where all 100 senators would have to agree to speed up the consideration to do so. Funding for the DHS which oversees the potentially explosive issues of immigration enforcement, was the most contentious part of the negotiation. Which that's a lie, because they're bringing the immigrants. They're opening the borders to immigrants. What are you talking about? They're not really cutting back on that. Matter of fact, word on the street is Tyson factories fired a lot of American employees and they brought in some immigrants. Is that, and I'm not sure, to be honest with you, I don't think that's rumor. So if you're firing people that have been working there for 5, 10, or maybe close to 20 years to really lower wages, to go bring in immigrants, you think in their best interest they're going to enforce immigration? You're delusional. All right. In the last remaining funding package, the Congress has to pass the fiscal year, which ends after September. That leaves lawmakers just over 6 months to begin anew for the fiscal year of 2025. Speakers Mike Johnson praised the Homeland Security related spending provision for about $20 billion in proposal cuts to the Internal Revenue Service (IRS) in a state shortly after the release of legislative text. Bipartisan agreement significantly cuts funding to NGO to incentivize illegal immigration and increase detention capacities and number of border patrols agencies and match levels in the House. Passed appropriation bills and the Secure the Border Act H.R. 2. Johnson said in a statement, while these changes are welcome, only a significant reversal in policies by the president to enforce the law can ultimately secure our borders. Overall, during the FY24 appropriation process, House Republicans have achieved significant conservative policies wins and rejection extreme Democrat proposals and imposed substantial cuts to wasteful agencies programs while strengthening border security and national. I don't know if I want to keep reading this. Now they joke. Now they're upper capping. They're not slowing their immigration. They're not closing borders. This is all smokescreen. This is a lie. For those that's going to come, this is a lie. And I'm going to scan through this because the rest of this article don't really is dealing with the honest truth. And really, you really want to know really where the money's going, you got to read this 1,000 and some bill itself, which I don't have at me present. And I'm not going to read 1,000 pages for y'all. And so I proved to have secured $1 billion more to lower family child care costs, help find pre-K crucial investments to help tackle the child care crisis that is holding families in our economy back. This bill protects our investments in America's health and a students in every stage of their education. Right. I'm skipping through, guys. Don't mind me. I skipped through a paragraph or two. After the House passed the bill, the Senate will require unanimous consent to vote quickly. One House sends a funding package and will put in our floor a Senate without delay. Blah, 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 blah. And that's it. I'm not going to go any further. This is garbage. So what do we learn here, guys? What did we learn? As a matter of fact, I'll do one bit. What did we learn? So that way y'all see this here. One thing we did learn is that the bill has went through. And personally, nothing's going to be changing anytime soon. Matter of fact, I'll do even one further. They spend more money right now to try to fund more for their own sake, especially if they're funding more into the military, which, Homeland Security, all that nonsense. It's probably go to other purposes, right? They're fighting wars or, other things that they don't talk about. But in regards to all the small things that Americans need, you're getting the crumbs. The only people that's going to probably get more out of this is people that's illegal. That's going to probably do the same little labor for less. That a lot of factories or a lot of facilities that's firing and hiring illegal immigrants for good reasons. So that's pretty much it. If you have any comments, put in the comment section out of this video. That's it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.